everyone! I have with me a special guest. It's this book. I called it my mouse book. As you can see, I've scrawled mouse across it. I made this book my sophomore year in high school. I actually bought this. It was originally a sketchbook. See how thick it is? It's like coming off the things. I bought it from a bookstore on a college campus, and I started it that year when I was like 15 or something. It's like a memory book of my youth, I guess is what you could call it. It's not exactly a scrapbook, and it's not a yearbook. It's just kind of I would just call it a memory book. And what it is it's full of a bunch of stuff from a lot of things from my childhood up until high school. There's nothing in it after high school. I think it was a really good idea. I think it's one of the best ideas I've ever had. I'm not like patting myself on the back or anything, but looking back, I'm really glad that I did this. Like at the time I was just like, oh, you know, this will be cool or whatever. Yeah, definitely I'm glad I have it now because it's like a nutshell of how I was back then and who I was. There's poetry that I wrote, photographs, there's a bunch of inside jokes that I had with friends, random doodles that I did. I've got all my senior pictures here. This one's actually my favorite, the one with the CDs. He even says mouse in the corner. I don't know, I look a little different. But yeah, I have little stories. On one of my birthdays, my mom and I took a road trip, and I wrote about it on this side and put pictures from it on this side. I have a page of ticket stubs and little stories behind each one of them. Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in Cleveland, Ohio. I went to see LeahMouse. I went to a Sum 41 concert. I went to Cleveland Indians baseball game. I went to see Phantom of the Opera in Toronto. This is one of my favorite pictures. I hope no one minds me showing this. This is me when I was in first grade, and this is who was my best friend Josh at the time. And then this is us again as sophomores. So we remained friends, and so that's cool. Here's a couple of baby pictures of me. Aww. I've got like receipts from, you know, birthday dinners, and I've got a movie stub in here along with the traffic ticket that I got. I've got pictures of friends, pictures of pets. This is my very first, it's not my first car, but it's my first car love. This was LeahMouse. It was my baby, and it's met its demise. It had to get trashed. And it's got drawings in it, like here's a drawing I did of a pair of flame shoes that I had. Here's actually a class picture from 3rd grade. And there's a picture of something that I used to have in my room in high school. If you guys remember the drink Surge, it's kind of somewhere between Vault and Mountain Dew. I would put it closer to Vault. But yeah, I used to drink it like there was no tomorrow, and I made what I called the Surge Shrine. It consisted of 380 cans, and it fell down 3 times. And if you've ever heard 380 aluminum cans falling down, oh my god. It is so loud and lasts for so long. I had that in my room. And the most important thing, I think, out of all of this, the most important thing out of this whole book is actually, I had all my friends write me little messages in it. Kind of like a yearbook, but they were like a lot more personalized. Like I'd let people take it home with them or whatever, and just, here's a couple of examples. They wrote, you know, paragraphs to me, and then I would take pictures of them and cut them out and put them with their messages. You know, so I'd always remember what they looked like and who they are. Here's a little message from my mom and a picture of her when she was young. So anyway, my point of showing you guys this book is because I know I have a lot of viewers who are still in high school. I encourage you to do this. Blogging and taking pictures and video is one thing, but if you can, like, you know, get your friends to write you messages, like personalized messages, you know, and like put pictures with them or mementos from stuff, like ticket stubs from movies you guys went to see together or concerts. It's just, you're gonna appreciate it when you get older, and you'll have something to look back on and that you can like sit down and look at and go, oh, I remember that, and oh, I remember that, because I don't know, it's just my opinion that it helps to have something physical that you can just kind of curl up on the couch and just flip through and look at, you know, kind of like a scrapbook, except it's not a scrapbook. It's just more of a memory personalized thing because your friends actually had a place in it too, you know, and you can ask teachers to do it, you know, that mean a lot to you, and you can ask your parents or your brothers and sisters or aunts and uncles or random gas station attendants. You can walk in and be like, hey, will you write me a little message? And then you'll have a fun story later on, like, so yeah, I walked in this gas station one time and I randomly asked this guy to write me a message and he wrote down, you know, this funny thing, and then I bought, you know, a Coke. I don't know. I just wanted to share that with you guys and maybe get the idea out there because I'm really, really glad that I did that, and it's something that I think maybe a lot of people would benefit from, and they can have their own little memory books so they can look back on down the road. I've probably looked through that book maybe 100 times in the last few years. I mean, every time I see it, I have to sit down and go through it page by page and relive every single one of those memories all over again and remember those people and remember that time and remember those feelings. It's just, it's incredible and it's nice, and I filled up every single one of those pages with something that meant a lot to me. Poems, stories, drawings, pictures, messages, ticket stubs, everything. So I encourage you all to make your own memory books. I hope you like this video, and don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you guys in the next video. I love you all. Bye-bye.